of high school hoops is in the books, and there was no shortage of dramatic themes, including a controversial player transfer at Duncanville and a Cinderella story playing out in McKinney. Those two storylines collided last weekend in the 6A state championship game, and that big-time matchup in San Antonio is worth a look back now in our Whataburger Game of the Week.
Shortly before tip-off, there was a noticeable tension in the air as the Duncanville Panthers, led by senior guard Anthony Black, were on the brink of history. Despite the season-long distractions that accompanied his transfer from Coppell, head coach David Peavy, the architect of this once-in-a-generation team, had his Panthers right where he wanted them. For the third consecutive season, they were looking to win the state championship, something that has not happened at the highest classification in Texas since 1970, when Houston Wheatley completed the feat. On the other side of the court, the McKinney Lions were making their first appearance in the state title game since 1928. Their run through the playoffs was magical as they beat 4 straight ranked teams, including #1 Richardson, just to get to the big game. The Lions were coming off an emotional double overtime victory the night before against Austin Westlake on a walk-off steal and dunk by SMU commit Alex Anamekwe. That set the stage for yet another David versus Goliath matchup. After falling behind by as many as 20 points the night before against Atascocita, Duncanville came out on fire from the opening tip as Anthony Black throws a lob to 6'10 junior Cameron Barnes. McKinney would counter on the other end with good ball movement, leading to a wide-open look for Devin Vincent. His shot is off the mark, but Thatcher McClure is there for the putback. Duncanville would start to pull away midway through the first quarter as Anthony Black drives and misses, but Davion Sykes takes advantage of the tap out and drains a 3 to give the Panthers a commanding lead. Duncanville is at their best in transition, and they would extend their lead to 15 at the end of the first quarter as Black, the McDonald's All-American, finds his fellow 5-star recruit, Ron Holland, for the dunk in transition. McKinney's Jacoby Campbell, the smallest player on the court, but arguably with the biggest heart, gets inside to stop the bleeding. But the Duncanville onslaught would continue once again in transition. Sykes glides in to give Duncanville a commanding 25-point lead at halftime. McKinney head coach Wes Watson knew his team was in trouble, but challenged them to answer the bell one more time, and as they've done all year, they responded. After the intermission, Devin Vincent gets into the lane and muscles in a short jumper. They then pick up the tempo with Jacoby Walter. He holds off a defender and goes the length of the court to the bucket for 3 the old-fashioned way, all part of a 12-2 McKinney run to start the second half. But no panic from Duncanville as Black breaks down the defense and dishes to Barnes, who slams home 2 of his 8 points as the lead grows back to 20. And then Black gets into the lane for 2 of a team-high 19 points. With the game out of reach, it was time to pull the starters as McKinney's hopes and dreams of a state title came to an end. Meanwhile, it was jubilation on the other end as Duncanville made history in a convincing 69-49 victory. The first team to three-peat in 6 decades. A sense of relief mixed with all the excitement that comes with winning it all.
Man, I'm just real happy and proud. Got some guys that have gone through a lot of adversity this year, and they stayed together, they grew together, they finished a job that they started.
We wanted this so bad for McKinney. We wanted it for all the former players. We wanted it for the former our former students and fans. It's a wonderful community. This community loves you. You're going to have so much support as we go through this thing, and they got a chance to see that tonight. This community's special.
I say this whole season was a roller coaster. We had a whole, UIL, they wouldn't allow him to play, so of course that hurt the team, but knowing we like him off the court, but we'd rather have him on the court. It was so much that happened, so since he didn't get to play, the team had to adjust. I feel like we did it. We did what we were supposed to do.
And last weekend's 6A championship game marked the first time that 2 DFW area teams played for a title at the state's highest classification since 2011.
The Game of the Week is presented by Whataburger. The perfectly spicy buffalo ranch chicken strip sandwich is back, only at Whataburger.